A forgotten about comic book character finally gets his movie adaptation. A homeless man becomes a vigilante, and a one-time A-list movie star talks through a beaver. No, not that kind of beaver. Come on, get your mind out of the gutter. This week on the Preview Review, I review movie previews. Good movie lovers, what's up? Am I the only one who thinks that a dude with a hammer and a cape is kind of a lame idea for a superhero?
Your ancestors called it magic, and you call it science. Well, I come from a place where they're one and the same.
But who are you, really?
You'll see soon enough.
God, I hope you're not crazy.
I don't want to hate or rain on anyone's parade, or even in anyone's Kool-Aid, but you have to admit, this isn't on anyone's top 10 list of all-time greatest superheroes. What's his main power? A hammer that's kind of like a boomerang. What else does he got? So he's like a UFC fighter. And why, if his father sounds like this,
Thor, Odin's son,
does he sound like this?
How dare you attack the son of Odin?
Need some help.
This kind of seems like a spoof of the superhero genre.
Trying to help.
Honestly, this really isn't looking all that promising. So let's look a little bit deeper and try to find some movie truth. Based in Norse mythology, Thor is the son of Odin, god of Asgard, some fantasy realm, dimension, universe, place that's experiencing an uneasy peace. That is, until Thor does something wrong.
for your arrogance and stupidity, you've opened these peaceful realms and innocent lives to the horror and desolation of war!
And here, our main character is played by Sawyer from Lost. Wait a minute, that's not him. This is the guy that was in the Star Trek reboot. If you blinked, you missed him. So he's young and ignorant and impatient, and he does something that makes Odin angry. And as a result, he's stripped of his powers and banished from magical land.
You are unworthy of these realms, unworthy of your title! You're unworthy! I now take from you your power! In the name of my father and his father before, I Odin your father, cast you out!
Aww, Thor doesn't have his toys anymore. So in the most obnoxious announce my alien presence on Earth way, not seen since Transformers, Thor crashes to Earth via some wormhole tornado. This is where he meets Black Swan, who is a scientist, and Nick and Nora's Infinite Playlist, her assistant, who are both supervised by Bootstrap Bill from Pirates of the Caribbean. So we go to the hospital for some comedic relief.
You're no match for the mighty!
Let's prepare ourselves to see this on a 70-foot screen. What follows is some love story, a little bit of backstory. We know that Thor can't possess the hammer. It turns out the only way for Thor to redeem himself is to fight the little brother robot from the day the Earth stood still.
I have no plans to die today.
Of course, he proves himself worthy, gets his powers back, saves Earth, returns to Magic Land, and unleashes awesome CGI effects.
And this.
Roll the credits, and make sure we all stay in the seats so we can see the little teaser starring Samuel Jackson promising us Avengers. I can't say I'm really pumped up to see it, but it is summertime, and over the last 10 years, we've gotten used to seeing superheroes on the big screen. Maybe the behind-the-screen talent have got some movie game. There's the writing team of Ashley Edward Millar and Zach Stentz. Throw in Don Payne for some comedic relief, and J. Michael Babylon 5 Straczynski for some story structure. And why not Mark Prostovich? Because hey, since we've got 4 writers, let's have 5. With this much input going on, this film might have a Frankenstein cut and paste feel to it. As in awkward comedy,
You're big.
having a forced love interest,
How'd you get inside that cloud?
Also, how could you eat an entire box of Pop-Tarts and still be this hungry?
and cliche action sequences. Also, let's consider that this project has been trying to come to life on the big screen for 21 years. It started with Sam Raimi wanting to develop it in 1990. The final filmmaking filter is always the director. Here, it's Hamlet. It seems like he's gone from Shakespeare to Schlockspeare. Ba-dum-bum. I'm actually really excited about this aspect of the film. Kenneth Branagh has been obsessed with the man who Harold Bloom says defined the human for his entire career. If there's anyone who could anchor a CGI-fest superhero movie in drama and character, it would be him. This was obviously an easy green light for Marvel, especially since it had the teaser setup at the end of Iron Man 2. It's all building towards an epic Avengers movie, thankfully controlled by Joss Everything I Make Is Awesome, but keeps getting cancelled, Whedon. So I guess if we want to be up to date on that movie, we're gonna have to check this one out. There aren't many superhero films out this summer, so I guess we're gonna have to check this out as a matinee. It's got director and actor factors, is great for comic book lovers, is a total fanboy requirement, makes for a great bros night out, has a built-in fan base of hundreds of Thor fans and millions of Avenger fans, which is gonna guarantee solid box office. And looks like it's putting in the effort, so let's give it movie hope. You're a superstar actor stuck in a self-destructive, self-created public relations nightmare. What do? Stick your hand up a puppet's
The person who handed you this card is under the care of a prescription puppet designed to help create a psychological distance between himself and the negative aspects of his personality.
Mel Gibson must have some hardcore blackmail material on Jodie Foster because she's putting her Hollywood ass on the line by directing him in this idea and publicly supporting him. The main struggle for us, the audience, is being able to separate the actor's personal life from his performance here. Hate him or love him, let's focus on the movie here. Walter seems to have it all. Family, career, money, success, but for some reason, he's very depressed. He can't figure out how to reconnect with his life until he discovers
Bloody hell. Look at you. I'm sick. Do you want to get better? Who are you? I'm the Beaver, Walter. And I'm here to save your damn life.
This creates stress at home, especially with his son Charlie Bartlett, that becomes a public sensation as something that was created to repair his soul is transformed to help a beleaguered American economy.
Mr. Beaver woodchopper kits selling out in droves.
The journey here seems predictable. Pain is healed, relationships are strengthened, and a career is possibly rejuvenated. We have to admit, this is quirky and at the same time very ballsy. For some reason, it was backed by Summit We Make the Twilight Saga movies Entertainment, and by participant We Make Socially Conscious Films Media. The writer here is Kyle Killen, relatively new to the business. His major credit involves a Fox TV show titled Lone Star.
There's only one man who would dare give me the raspberry. Lone Star!
No, it's not that one. Too bad it isn't. And too bad this will be canceled after a few episodes. Impressively, this screenplay was ranked #1 in 2008 on the Blacklist, which tracks the best unproduced screenplays in Hollywood. There's really only one way to approach this movie. That Walter is Mel Gibson. That Jodie Foster's character is Jodie Foster. And they're trying to help repair his public image. This scene here is a little too real.
I fought for you, and I will continue to fight for you because I love you.
I'll bet you this is what happened in real life. After the whole racism and abuse news came out, Jodie went to Mel and said, "We co-starred in Maverick. I'm gonna make a movie where you star as a guy who goes crazy and uses a beaver puppet to regain his sanity. Then you're gonna go make Lethal Weapon 9. There's only one way this film's gonna work. If it just goes for it all out. It's already got that indie spirit to it, so it better not hold anything back when it comes to the story and character. It's got more to lose if it tries to play it politically correct than it does if it shocks and awes with its courage in terms of storytelling and character exploration. So let's have some real catharsis for the fictional character and the actor portraying him. It's a unique approach for an actor to take in trying to regain our trust. But I am a little bit worried here when it comes to the preview voiceover guy's tone. It seems a little bit too family Hallmark movie-ish.
This is the story of Walter Black, a hopelessly depressed individual. The successful and loving family man he used to be has gone missing. And no matter what he's tried, Walter can't seem to bring him back.
And this movie does have some similarities to Lars and the Real Girl. There, a guy played by The Notebook used a blow-up doll to work through his personal issues when it comes to relationships and interacting with others. When deciding if we want to see this film, let's ask, if this starred anyone else but Mel Gibson, would we want to see it based solely on the story? With a familiar Bulworth-ish journey for the main character and some balls when it comes to getting this greenlighted, let's give this film a matinee price. Jodie Foster and the story here are factors to consider when seeing this. Take away the baggage that Mel Gibson brings to this movie, and overall, it is a sign of movie hope. Do I need to say anything more than Rutger Hauer, Grindhouse, and Shotgun Revenge Justice?
A long time ago, I was one of you. You're all brand new and perfect. No mistakes, no regrets. People look at you and think of how wonderful your future will be. They want you to be something special.
Somebody call the babysitting agency because they did not check this guy's references. How awesome is this scene?
Like a doctor or a lawyer. I hate to tell you this, but if you grow up here, you're more likely to wind up selling your bodies on the streets or shooting dope from dirty needles in a bus stop. And if you're successful, you'll make money selling junk to crackheads.
Before this review is over, I'm gonna play this entire clip. Who am I kidding? I can't wait.
You won't think twice about killing someone's wife because you won't even know what was wrong in the first place. Maybe you'll end up like me. A hobo with a shotgun.
Deciding to see this is pretty simple. Do you like grindhouse homages? Are you a fan of B-movie 70s cinema? Enjoy Coffee, Dirty Harry, and Shaft? That kind of sounded like I didn't want it to sound. Wish Rutger Hauer was in more movies? And you have Planet Terror, Death Proof, and Machete on Blu-ray? Then what are you waiting for? A story about a hobo that can no longer take the downfall of society, so he goes even more crazy than he is, gets a shotgun, and becomes judge, jury, and executioner, delivers on all those expectations. It's directed and co-written by newcomer Jason Eisner. The original idea was conceived of as just a trailer, which was entered into an international contest, which was part of the release of the Tarantino Rodriguez project Grindhouse. It eventually won the contest, completed a journey through the festival circuit, and gained enough interest and money so that it was made into a feature. And when compared to the recent Grindhouse homages, this has a chance to be the best one yet. Be ready for nudity, drugs, violence, gangs, bangs, and gory, bloody, cartoony death. If that's what you wanted, it's what you got it at regular price. See it for the actor and story factors. It's socially relevant, is a passion project for a filmmaker that has carte blanche, is great for a bros night out, and considering its journey from idea to feature film is definitely a sign of movie hope. Until next week, consider yourselves advised. Remember that StoryCorp, aka Hollywood, always gives us more of what we pay for. And as always, long live good movies.